Hi, good morning. Good morning to everyone. So this is today is Friday, and we're going to hear fantastic information is waiting for all of y'all. So I'm Dr. Firdaus from Malaysia, been in DXN for more around 7 years. So being a medical doctor for 25 years, more than that, being an emergency physician. So now what I'm doing is kind of full-time in DXN and preaching health to everyone. So health, wealth, and happiness. So health is our birthright, but people are not getting it correctly. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have here. All right. So this is something that people really love: processed food and also fast food and sort of. So please, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be a lot of informative, very useful information. So please jot it down. Okay, take some note, ask questions towards end of the session. The more questions we get, the better it will be. All right. Okay. The hypothesis on of food industry. Okay. Food industry always, were to portray that processed food is better than real food. That is why nowadays what we see is people are really flooding, and the temptation, or even the many people, when they know a little, if say they're in the science industry, and even now we have Google, so they can really Google and keep reading. I have personally seen a lot of people in the supermarkets. They literally read, they really read, go through the labels. They see what is inside and what is the content. The secret here is, if you really want to get a healthy food, any food which comes without label is the best food. Okay, such as when you go to the market, you pick up a fish or chicken or beef or whatever. Do you get the nutritional label? Do you get nutritional label for your ashgourd, for your brinjals or carrots or capsicum or whatever? No, you don't get. So that is always the best food. So whenever it comes with nutrition, it is comes under the category of processed food, or it even can say fast food. So, but no doubt that you think that the processed food has a lot of nutrition. You keep reading on the labels, and but there is big myth behind this. And whatever we know, it is everything is just, it is shallow, and everything is hidden. So this is the good food. For those who are Indian, I guess every one of you all, even in Malaysia, Malays or anyone, knows what is this. This is known as one of the best breakfasts, and even have been awarded in Switzerland. Okay, it's the best. Okay, steamed breakfast you can have for any breakfast, lunch, dinner, is called idli. Okay, another one is thosai. Okay. Okay. Just a moment, please. There's a little technical error here. Okay. Just a moment. There we go. Okay. All right, back here. So obviously we know what is idli, and then comes the thosai. So this is real food. You don't get nutritional valuation or nutritional label for this kind of food. This is what we really call food. But what to do? The science has really convinced people, and also they have a lot of sort of evidence-based stuffs, and all these things, claiming that these are the food, the list of food which um, this kind of food is the best food. Okay, they have all labeling techniques. People who can afford, they really make sure the kids gets all these kind of cereals and all these highly labeled so-called claimed fantastic food. Okay, so those two in the city, definitely the children are eating this kind of stuff. Okay, and also they will handpick low sugar, natural sugar, chemical free, and this is all not true. Okay, and this is what is happening in Europe, in US, and even in India, in all the cities. Breakfast, okay, see, the best word breakfast cereal. Okay, so people pick this kind of stuff to feed the children. Okay, this is all categorized as poison. And also the cereals, all this kind of Honey Star, Honey Crunch, Cocoa Crunch, and all these stuff comes with abundance of chemicals in it. Okay, and this is another one of the top breakfasts in US. And then comes in Malaysia, this Cocoa Crunch is very, very famous. This is totally not in a category of food, but this is what is being packed and being sold. And people go for this, really, really. Every time when I go and do my groceries, I see people, what they have in their cart, and what are they really buying. There's like big families are picking up like 3 to 4 boxes of this kind of Cocoa Crunch. And then comes to Quaker Oats. This is another mind-blowing stuff that people not really know what is Quaker Oats about. But somebody said that Quaker Oats is good. Even the doctors in the clinics, in the hospitals really highly recommend Quaker Oats. Now, Quaker Oats have varieties for every kind of, oats. They have for every disease, for diabetic, for heart, this and that, blah, blah. And it comes with a lot of artificial, flavorings, and, with brown sugar, added. So many things has been added. And somebody said it is good for heart. Mostly the heart patients are taking this, and this is highly recommended for in the cardiac department, cardiologist department, and even in like IGN in Malaysia. Yes. Why? Don't ask me why. Okay. And what is the reason behind this is, you see, this is all goes very easy consumption. People find this is very easy, so they can really, quick. This is quick and very easy. And proved, they have like evidence or papers and labels, everything claims to be healthy and is good for disease. Then environment easy, convenient, where you can bring. And also a lot of nowadays, all this kind of processed food or this fast food, it claimed to be good for environment and good for, I don't know how they relate this, but this is what is being claimed. And cash flow, obviously this is the most important stuff, important topic, profit oriented. Okay, cash flow. The cash flow strengthen is for people, the companies, okay, the manufacturers, and the consumer. Consumer also thinks that it is very cheap. It's much cheaper. You just buy one box of cereals, say about like for 10-15 ringgit, and you can keep it for a week. So how can you get such a cheap breakfast? Just a bowl of cereals is hardly cost you anything. So this is also the consumer's point of view, claiming that it is very easy, convenient, and cheap and effective. And it is also very good for society. Most probably this is creating a disease society. Okay, and that's what I think they meant. Okay, 10 food company rules the world. This is another big area that you definitely all know about these companies. This is all the huge players in the industries, and they are in a way linked with the medical industry of sponsoring many humans, this and that, and all kind of stuffs. Okay. But we can't blame them. This is business for them. We have the responsibility and the rights to take care of our health. So what is processed food? We always say processed food, fast food and all. So what is processed food and what they have in processed food? Okay. A processed food has to be a mass production, mass produced. Okay, that's why when it comes to ghee, a lot of people ask me, Doctor, can I get the ghee for Amul, Sakti, Paras, this. There are so many ghees been canned. I always tell them, no, it is not ghee. Whatever is mass produced, it cannot really control, and it is impossible to be the natural stuff or natural ghee. This is the big issue. Okay, and consistent batch to batch, they are very, very consistent. You see, in DXN, our coffees is not consistent. The quality consistent, but we cannot control the taste. Sometimes many of the consumers in my group and even in the other groups, they always ask, Doctor, the Cordyceps coffee, which I bought last month, is much better. It tastes even much smoother compared to this one I bought now. What is the difference? Why it is so? And some say, this, Doctor, this is more bitter than the previous one. And that is better, this is better, like that. Why? You see, when you buy apple, every apple, do you have the consistency in comes to taste? No, you cannot control the sweetness, the sourness, the bitterness, you cannot control. It depends, all right? But when it comes to the processed food, the consistency is very much controlled in terms of the taste, okay? Then comes to specialized ingredients is being added by different company. Every single specialized companies have their own added value ingredients, which is lab made, okay? And micronutrients are being frozen. See, they can control the nutritional value in that the food, or they can add whatever you want. They can remove it, they can add it, they can control it, they can frozen it, freeze it, whatever they want, they can do. That is why even the name is called processed food. Like milk, they have high normal milk, low fat milk, they have high calcium milk. But when you come to the cow, there is normally only same cow. We don't have high calcium cow, low fat cow, or high fat cow. No, this is all modified according to the market demand. So this is the another issue. And then has to say it has a lot of emulsify, okay? The fat and the water cannot be separated. So they put an additive, they call it emulsify, and this will hold the water and the fat together. It comes in, this is very highly used in all the food when it comes to like lasagna, frozen lasagna, and then you have the cheese and this and that. So the many things that comes with this, okay? Long shelf life. Okay, this is another thing. Every food comes with at least 2 years of shelf life. Okay, and what is the difference between processed food and the real food? Okay, what it's not enough. You see, people don't understand nowadays. They only know when it comes to food, when we tell them about food, they only know about food which is packed, food is been frozen, food is been preserved. This is their type of food. This is what people know. When you give them a list of do and don't, they pretty lost. They always will ask back another question. Doctor, if that's the case, what am I going to eat? What should I eat? Like this means I die lah? This kind of statement. Why? Because they have never come across the real food. Okay. Until today, I've seen people who don't even know how to make a hot cup of coffee, a hot cup of tea, and that bad when it comes to getting a food ready. There are people just living on, restaurant foods. This is what has been going on. What is not enough? Fiber. They remove the fiber in most of the scenario. Fiber is very, very important for our diet because the fiber is the food for the microbes in the intestine and your colon. And this is the very important, the bacteria feeds on fiber, okay, and it produces short chain fatty acids. And this is the very, very important department in every human is your stomach and the colon, okay, the whole digestive system, okay, from the jejunum. The jejunum is the area where it's very high in bacteria, and the fiber is very much needed. The fiber is the food for the bacteria. And this is how you keep the healthiness of your colon. Okay. And nowadays, among even the natural food, the real food comes without less fiber, and the fiber structure, it's not the same as before. The GMO vegetables and fruits which we are consuming. A lot of people think, the fruits and vegetables is so good, and they go on very high consuming of fruits and vegetable, which is very, very unhealthy. Okay, keep it moderate. And this is something that you cannot eat that much as what you read or you've been told that, eating everything green is good in this and that. You see, when you compare an ashgot, okay, an ashgot in Malaysia and a ashgot in India, it is vast difference. Okay, so the ashgot in India, they have magnificent benefits, and compared to the one in Malaysia, it is so poor quality. Why? Because this is not naturally grown. Everything has been modified. The time frame, the chemical they use to, push or speed up the timing of the harvesting, and a lot of things there. So they take away the fiber, and the fiber is the most important food for our bacteria or the microbes in the colon. And this is what the three most essential, amino acids, which is very highly needed. And this is where it forms the short chain fatty acids, and to come out with the rest of the amino acids. Okay. It then comes to omega-3 fatty acid. So a lot of people think that omega fatty acids is so good, but are you really getting the omega from the food you are eating? No, it is gone. Okay. See, for an example, the chicken egg which we eat nowadays, it comes without omega. You can see the label, omega-3 added this and that. You see, if the chicken eats worms and the chicken is being reared in a natural way without corn, now all the animals is being fed with corn and lot of other stuffs to speed up the growth, and they are being injected with hormones, antibiotics, this and that, to make sure the chicken is healthier, and this is free in a short frame of time. So even the goat, the cow are not eating grass. This is the issue there. Okay, so there is no amino acids, omega-3 fatty acids is been very low when it comes to the processed food and all. So people think that salmon is very well known for omega-3, but people think that salmon has very high omega-3. But yes, that is true, but that is only for the salmon which is grown wild. Okay, maybe in the jungle, in a wild, in a stream, yes. But when it is a farm-grown salmon, you don't have good value of omega-3. So it's no point. And then furthermore, we also get omega from plant-based, which is the tree can be plant-based too, seed-based and all. But we human gets both balance, but the way how we process the meat and also the process of our food, we kill all the nutritional content in the food. Okay. Then micronutrient. Micronutrient is something, this is very important, essential, but it has more micronutrition in the fiber. If you're going to damage the fiber, Okay, I told you all, most of the processed food, they already remove or reduce the quality of fiber. So once the fiber's quality has been dropped, the micronutrition will be depleted too. Okay, this is another very big issue here, the micronutrient. All right. What is too much? What is too much in the food? As a lot of people know, okay, whatever is not enough, that is what the fiber, the omega, and the micronutrients, everything is gone. But everything is being added. And they also have too much of these stuffs, okay? Trans fat, okay? Trans fat is another big issue here, and it's really, really extremely dangerous. Why they put the trans fat, first of all? Trans fat is what is very important for the taste, for the shelf life, and also to keep the meat or any kind of cookies or anything more firm, crunchy, and there is many, many other reasons here. These are the food comes with a lot of trans fat. Pizza, the cookies, the donuts, you can see there. And this is what people really love. Okay. And branch chain amino acids corn-fed animal. This is it. We have a big issue on the multiplication of chain amino acids. Okay, they branched out very wildly, and this happens why? Because the animal is being fed corn. This is the issue. Now we don't eat. A lot of people has this idea that vegetarian is better than the non-veg, the non-veg is better than the vegetarian. Both equally can be good or can be bad. But the problem is people are not eating the real meat, how the goat, the cow, or the chicken is being reared. They has to be free, and they should be eating what they're supposed to eat, which is grass, worms, and this kind of stuff. But what to do now? Everything is been in business. So they have been feeding them what we want to feed them. So they do not get what they're supposed to eat. And we give them based on weight. They have to be very big and fat and, with a lot of flesh. And also like cows, they should be producing a lot of milk. And this is what is going on. Then comes you see in this branch chain amino acids, there is 3 types of most important amino acids here. You see, what happens is, this is another side. Nowadays, you can see a lot of children have been overbulked. Okay, they've been too huge. Some kids, some even girls, they have overgrown. They have very big leg, thighs, shoulder, and all broad. Because our formula, these protein shakes for athletics, they use these concepts to increase the mass or the muscle production. So in our farming, in our cattle and in all these goats and whatever, they are being fed with a lot of hormones and a lot of change in the chain of their food, and this is giving a fake branch amino acids. And what happens when people who don't work out, when they consume this, and this is what will happen. Okay, obesity, they will start to gain unnecessary weight, fat. Okay, and all these issues will overload your liver. If you were to eat only one meal in your lifetime, or maybe a couple of months once you eat this, then that is fine. But people have been eating like practically very, very frequent, and all these loads will be going to the liver. So eventually in 15 or 20 years, you can have fatty liver. Okay, omega-6 fatty acids. One of the main reasons, okay, for the cardiac arrest, hardening of arteries, the atherosclerosis, okay, all these related issue is the irregular or unbalance of group of omegas, 3, 6, and 9. Okay, now they have the studies of the blood tests to see the ratio of the omega-3, 6, and 9. So we are not getting enough from all these three groups. Either something is too high or too low, and even some, they really have very, very low. So the omega 6 fatty acids is also very, very low when it comes to the vegetables and all. But in spirulina, we have a lot of omega group. Okay, this is very good because it's naturally grown, and it is, sea wheat, and it's in a algae form. Okay, and additives. They have a lot of different types of additives is being added into the food. Okay, look at this. They are, I think they have more, almost about 10 or 15, 10 or 11,000 types of additives is being approved. Okay. Okay, emulsifier. This emulsifier is one other can say is very dangerous because it eats up the epithelium cells. The epithelium cells gets damaged. The epithelium cells is in the, the entire body, especially in your colon, okay, in your small colon. These epithelium cells is the first layer of your microbiome, okay. It is covers up the alveoli, okay. So this is where the, food will eat up your intestine, and this is what will lead you to leaky gut. So all these kind of issues is starting in the age of 5, 6, even 3. Nowadays, you can see a 2-year-old child, it has a very, very wrong choice of food in their hand. Okay, everything is processed. They're on marshmallow, candies, this and that. So this is very, very dangerous. So once you damage the epithelium cells, your efficacy of your digestions will start to drop, and you won't have any absorption of nutrition so taking place, and everything will start to deplete. Okay, then it will lead you to any kind of major disease. Okay, and carrageenan is another additive emulsifier. You see, this emulsifier is very much used in our detergent. It emulsifies the dirt in our clothing. Okay, this has been very highly used. But what happens if we were to take that? You see, there are a lot of chemicals like this is being used for many reasons. Okay, for production, for making items, food items. Even they increase the dosage and then they make it as a poison for rat, a poison for pesticides, this, that, and all they do. But they also reduce the dosage and put it into the food, and it helps the food production side. Okay. Salt. This is another big issue. You see, those days, people do not have in this kind of food. Okay, all this, what they call that, fast food, or they don't crave for this kind of things. But even they were to eat this kind of fast food, or some snacks which is not made in the shop, they will self-made, and something which is dry, fried, and this kind of simple stuffs. Okay, especially like the potato chips, the French fries, and all this has been very highly salted. Salt, sugar, and this too is a product which is needed very much to add into the food industry, because this is what causes or creates the temptation of buying more, eating more, eating more. And this is what creates. Just imagine, you don't have salt in the food. Do you think you can eat? No. Okay, this is what will happen. The food will taste very extremely horrible, and you will not have any temptation to eat or finish. So salt is something very important, which is very highly added into like cheese, cookies, and a lot of other stuffs here. Then nitrates. Nitrate is the huge consumption. Everybody have flooded with nitrate. Why? This is the preservative chemical for meat. every meat before they put it into a frozen chiller, they will inject them with nitrates. This is what will prevent or to preserve the fibers to be broken. You see, we are flooding our system with toxins. And just imagine you are eating steaks and chickens and all these stuffs. This is what is going in. But the problem there is not the meat. We are eating the processed meat, the frozen meat. The frozen meat is the most dangerous. You see, when you take meat, you get gout. This is what people know. People think that, when you why do you get gout? Because we are eating too much of meat, you're eating too much of seafood and all these blah, blah stuffs. But actually, you are eating too much of frozen meat. That is where it goes wrong. But we are in the city, we do not have access to fresh meat. So what are you going to do? Don't eat less, okay? Then comes the biggest giant of, I would say this is the leader. Okay, this is the villain, or the biggest culprit of the entire chemical chain is the sugar. People think the fat is the culprit here. Actually, the sugar is the biggest culprit. The fat is actually the good fella. And they have taken the whole industry as, thought about this to create more patients. Okay, the health industry survive if there is more patients. So they have to, in a way, they have to create patients. Okay, so this is what they call disease mongering. Okay, and that is the myth there. They have inserted the sugar, which cause additive. This happens after the World War II. Okay, the sugar came in. All the synthetic sugars was being introduced after the World War II. And this is where the World War II, after the sugar came in, the fat came out of the food chain. And also doctors been taught, people are giving all this research and all this blah, blah stuff about cholesterol, this and that. Fat is bad. Fat is the most dangerous part and all. That's why I always ask my patients, okay, put the science aside, follow your ancestors, whatever your great-grandparents did, that has to be good. They add every week, Sunday, we used to have meat. Mostly they cook mutton. But now, 1 year once, they eat mutton only for the Deepavali or Christmas or whatever. But even that person can die of heart attack. If they take one chunk of meat, one piece of meat, and they can get a cardiac arrest. That means what? I don't think, okay, the meat is the one who caused the cardiac arrest. The mind, the thought, the fear in them, and that may cause them major cardiac arrest. And this is what and all these people will be eating processed food. They will be on Quaker Oats. They will be on, all these kind of cereals, milk, bread, cheese, and this kind of stuff. Okay, because this is good. Somebody told them it's good, and also doctors told them it's good, and this is what been they taking. Come, let's go in and see what is really sugar about. And there's all this kind of stuff. You see cheese, lasagnas, ham, all the pizzas, and this is the most dangerous, fellas. Okay, sugar, additive and hazardous to your health. This is extremely dangerous. A lot of people think that sugar is sugar, all type of sugars is good, and everything sugars is sugar, take less is good, and all these stuffs. Sugar is equal addiction when you compare with cocaine. This is a MRI scan, normal, cocaine, and obese. This is with sugar and with cocaine. Same. That powerful is sugar. That's why the food industry, they use the sugar to control the sales and the market. Okay, this is the technique there. And we are being caught in between that. Sugar is something that people will never say no. And especially this artificial sugar, all this kind of flavored coloring stuffs. It doesn't mean that you can take a lot of natural sugar. There is no natural sugar. Okay. High fructose corn syrup. Okay. You see the corn syrup, the fructose corn syrup is the major culprit here. Okay. A high fructose corn syrup is 42 to 55% of fructose. The sucrose is 50% of fructose. This is very, very dangerous. This is the molecule structure of the normal glucose, natural glucose, which comes in the food. Okay. And this is what you can see here. Okay. We have 6 leads here. And this is the normal glucose. And the fructose comes with 5 and sucrose comes with 11. So it's very high. And our body treats fructose and sucrose as a toxin. Immediately, once the fructose or sucrose, which in the corn syrups, which have been added, and this will be captured and sent to the liver. So the liver has to destroy this one. This is where you are creating sugar resistance, okay? Insulin resistance. You can cause inflammation. Your inflammation tries to spike up. Fatty liver tries to roll out. And then also you are becoming, will lead you to metabolic syndrome. In fact, I spoke about metabolic syndrome in diabetes session. So if you can't remember, go and read about metabolic syndrome. What is metabolic syndrome? Okay. And all these toxins, okay, based in gynotherapy, we always talk about 2 reasons which makes people sick. Okay. One is toxin. Second is malnutrition. Okay. Now people talk, everyone is talking about nutrition too much. Have you ever noticed that any of the DXN products comes with nutrition label? No, none. We don't have nutrition label because our products is food. And this is one eye-opening when I came into DXN. Okay. Have you have a nutritional label for spirulina? Anything about Ganoderma or the coffee? No. They only just written there what is the calorie and that's it, done. Okay. So here the glucose, fructose, sucrose. So the one that your body needs is the glucose, which is the natural form. So sugar technically is not our food, which needed to be added into your drink. But we want to give some enhancement to that. So keep it as low as possible. So a lot of the members in DXN, they want to ask, sure, these questions might be running in your mind. So how about our coffee? Well, we have coffee with sugar and we have without sugar. If you're a coffee lover, if you drink 2 coffee with sugar, maybe go for another 3 coffee without sugar. Okay. But doesn't mean that you can drink all the 5, 6 coffees with sugar. And that's going to be bad. And then we don't know what are the rest of the other foods which are taking, which flooded with sugar. So this is, at the end of the day, every human being, you only need a very tiny little amount of sugar, but now people are taking easily 50 to 60 tablespoons of sugar. And that is extremely high. If you were to do this for 20, 30 years, what do you expect? Obviously, one day you'll explode. And this is the corn syrup is extremely dangerous. And every single food which you know, which you have been using and you have been having this at home, okay? How many of you really, really dare, if you really love yourself after this talk, go and put everything on your table and decide what you're going to do. You should throw it, or you should use it, or you should finish it. But value yourself. Any one of this stuff, purchasable, but your health is not replaceable. So you value the little pennies on the table, or you value the most precious system given by God, which is which? That is your choice. High fructose corn syrup, every single thing, jam, your fizzy stuffs, you just can go on with labels for this. This is what you've been taking and you've been enjoying. And this is what people really go through their labels, when some will put the specs and keep reading, and some will take photos and enlarge it, and then even they read that to that extent. Okay. I don't do that because I don't buy them. And this is another one. This is a bit gluish and, soft stuff with full of sugar and corn syrup. This is corn syrup. Just remember, we are killing the kids. As per WHO's statistic, in another 8 years, it's not long, not 8 years, 8 years, the statistic says that 90% of the world population is going to be diabetic. So we are partly involved, and also our loved one and our children. Okay. Sometimes people say that, just once in a while. I don't want to say anything for that once in a while. You value yourself. Okay. How much do you love yourself? Will you want to damage yourself once in a while? Okay. If you want to feast yourself, you have a lot of good stuffs rather than this kind of nonsense. So this is what people have been eating out there. And it goes to all the ketchup sauce. And this is what people have been consuming too. Okay. So just imagine how bad the quality is. I may pause here a little bit for y'all to, just take a close look on that stuff. Okay. And see how bad it is. Okay. I believe that you may have this in your fridge, and there it goes, another one here. Wow, yummy, yummy. Look at that. All the chocolates and every single thing has been added with this sugar. Keep it extremely low, 5%, 95%, you should cut it off. They also have been good chocolates, but like dark chocolates without sugar, but it's going to be bitter. Most probably people may not like it. Okay. And what does this high fructose corn syrup does to you? What is the damage like? It will make you a diabetic, faster obesity, fatty liver, and all. Just go through the list. Alzheimer, memory loss. See, this memory loss is being an extremely heavy problem. I always tell all my colleagues, all my friends, and my patients, and also the loved ones, if you want to lose your memory, enjoy your sugar. If at the end, when you reach of age of 70, if you want to remember and you want to have a good memory, keep away from sugar. Those days, our ancestors lived for 90 years, 100 or years with good memory, super memory. But now what we see is even the age of 50, 60, people start complaining, okay, they have a lot of issues on memory. The reason is you should know what it is. Significant risk of weight gain, obesity. This is another biggest problem. We are the Asian number one, like US is world number one. I think in world, I think we are number 4th or 5th rank, okay, obesity. Eating 24 hours, this is all the issues here, okay? Type 2 diabetic, you become a type 2 diabetic, and then you create a lot of cholesterol, bad cholesterols, okay? All the cholesterols are same, bad and good, everything is big. Everybody has a purpose in their body, HDL, LDL, and triglyceride. But here, this shows whenever you have a spiked level of cholesterol, that's the indicating that you have very high inflammatory cells. Most of your cells is going through a major inflammation. The defending mechanism is what is producing a lot of cholesterol to back up, either to defend the cells or protecting the cells. Okay, 70% of these cholesterols comes from your food. Sorry for that. 70% of the cholesterol comes from your liver. Your liver produces 70% of the cholesterol, not from the food. the one who really works on the both side, that even will be much, much higher. That's why when we see the elderly people, they take very, very little fat-based food, but the inflammation based on high carb diet, wrong food, oats is given, biscuits, cakes, cookies, and fiber bread, fiber, cereals, and all these stuffs increase, is in a way, it also works as a carbo, and all this cause inflammation, and your liver speed up the production of fat to do the defending mechanism. And then it goes high blood pressure because your system is very worked up, and then iron deficiency, obviously, because when your epithelium cells get damaged, it links to your peridium organ, which is your spleen. Okay, that heat up the spleen. And also people don't take enough greens, also have an issue. But the best part is you eat a lot of vegetable, you don't eat, now you will be anemic. Everyone you take 9 out of 10 is anemic. This is the ratio. Okay, based in ONG, we always have problem with like these mothers who are pregnant. Mothers always have this problem, low HB level. Okay, liver damage will lead you to fatty dermatitis. Okay, this dermatitis is also toxin. You can just conclude the entire disease here is caused by toxin. Okay, to cut things simple, coronary disease, hardening of arteries, damage immune system, aging. When it comes to immune system, that comes to corona. Okay, people are now cracking their head what to do. Your immunity is the answer. Okay, you've been talking for the past 1 year, but yet when you see the fast food outlet, it's flooded with people. Okay, that is crazy. Yeah. So aging process. Also, we spoke about chromosome. The this aging is another biggest process of inflammation with your pulling the lifespans of your chromosome, and mercury exposure. Okay, hypertension, depression. See, depression, whenever you see a person who's depressed, I always ask them, do you have digestion issue? Mind blowing, very, very bad. And also they will have toilet issue, constipation. Okay, every single human being, you should have a good bowel movement at least 2 times per day. But nowadays people are having like 3 days once, 2 days one, and they claim that is normal. Okay, we are human being. We don't have any coding. We are not designed in a different model. So everyone should have a good bowel movement. All right. So, and it is extremely addictive. Okay, so this is what will lead you to abdominal fat. Your trans fat will be extremely dangerous. This is one of the sign and symptom for diabetic, hypertension, so everything. This is one of the signs. Metabolic syndrome, one of the 5 symptom, one of the 5 metabolic syndrome is this, and also fatty liver and muscles, full muscle aching issues. And this is what will happen. The truth is, a lot of people think the calorie issues, counting the, the issues here. The calories, what we know here is, calorie cause disease. See, it depends on the type of calories. Okay, not all the calories are same, and calories is even not calories. The different calories are metabolized differently. If you are eating anything based on, if you're eating a donut, okay, 2 donuts may even give you about 600 calories. The big one with creamy cheese and all, that may give you about 600 calories. If you were to have a cooked meal, naturally everything is been prepared in normal way, and that calorie metabolized differently compared to the one you eat. So which going to be dangerous? Not the calorie. If you're eating anything like 500 calorie from food and 200 calorie from junk, and that 200 can lead you lot of disease compared to the 500 calorie. Even the 500 calorie will be more a friendly calorie to the system, and it will burn much efficiently. A calorie is not even a calorie. So a lot of people, the dietitians, the gym and all, they start calculating calories. In fact, now even in the hospital, I don't know any dietitian is listening to this or not. This counting calories is totally a ridiculous process. Okay. When you start eating without labels, there you go, safe. So don't put labels. Okay. And this is what I said, calorie is not a calorie. Okay. So if you were to eat an ice cream, and this calorie even can be very, very high. Okay. It depends on the portion, not equivalent to the other real food. If this is a natural meat and it is not a lab, or it is not a grown meat, and it's natural, and the calorie difference is totally different. And if this meat is a corn fed animal, and that is even different. And it depends on your efficacies of chewing the food, and a lot of things. It's a human system is extremely complex, and it gives you the best health, and it's to design to live long and not to kill. But the system can collapse in 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 years. That is because we kill the system. The system is being murdered literally by flooding them with high toxin and malnutrition diet. So the thing is, we are killing the system. Okay. Comes to processed meat, a lot of people think the processed meat is so good, and this is also equivalent to the frozen meats. Okay, you see, the study says that processed meat equivalent to smoking. If your child eats a lot of processed meat, such as all this luncheon, hot dogs, and all those stuffs, and that child considered to be smoking, it's just the damage is equally same. Okay, WHO says processed meat could be as harmful as smoking. And we have a lot of studies on this. You may go and Google, okay? And this is what it looks like, all right? Bacon, sausages is the high risk, okay? And equally with cigarettes and alcohol. Okay, 50 grams portion of processed meat, okay, this has created a colorectal cancer, anything to do with digestive tract, your esophagus, your stomach, your throat, and this kind of issues, colon, and we have high rates of 18% of colorectal cancer. WHO has categorized, okay, as processed meat in the categorized as group 1 in as classified as group 1. You see, compare processed meat, tobacco and smoking. Okay, this is versus cancer. Okay, and plutonium. Just imagine how bad is the processed meat. It is same category and it's all classified as number 1. Okay, this is WHO's statistic. You can Google and look for the classification there. When you give them a processed meat, you cook a processed meat, a luncheon meat, or kind of blah blah, all kind of canned food, canned kind of processed food, or the frozen meats, and this is what equally the same. Just putting the cigarettes in a pan, frying and feeding your kids. That dangerous it is. This is why I always tell my patients to keep away from this kind of food. But what to do? We are very much into taste. Okay, so please keep away from, save the world, make your child, don't kill them in the early age. Okay, they're very innocent. If you teach them the right thing, they will follow. Okay, this is very important. You see, one of another reason, a lot of things which you can see, the teeth, the hair, Okay, now you see in Malaysia, they have all these very not dark, brownish kind of hair. This is malnutrition. And also the feet they see, they don't have the arch in the feet, and it's a flat feet, and that is also malnutrition. And you can see a lot of dots and marks in their feet. That is also malnutrition, and this indicates that the child has very, very poor microbiomes in the colon. That is gone. And this kind of child has very high tendency to pick up diabetic at the age of 20 years for them to cause the damage. The body will never give in. It will start to repair and repair and repair and repair and repair. But you are damaging it extensively. So eventually it will give up. And this is what is happening. So, ladies and gentlemen, please wake up, value your gift from the God, which is your body, as to be live happily, very healthy. And this is what we need to, have the happiness of being healthy. We always say health is our birthright, but how many people are having this kind of a health? Okay, even when it comes to the age of 40, today I met one patient, she doesn't go to toilet 1 week once or so, and everything is like hardened up from below waist. 41 years old, on wheelchair, obese, more than 100 over kilos. I don't know what to do for this kind of people. There is no quick fix, ladies and gentlemen. There is no quick fix. Okay, so to clean back this kind of system, it takes years, and even that they have a lot of complaint. Financial is another issue. Mindset is a different issue. The effort is different issue. Everybody are looking for a quick fix. You may not get a quick fix there. Okay, please, okay, pay attention. But this is a very, very good thing is, we have DXN in with us. So how Ganoderma going to help us, and how Ganoderma can, be a favor to us? You see, DXN's food is not to fix disease. DXN's products, entire range of products, it's nutritionally, super nutritional food category. That's why we don't have labels, don't have nutritional labels. I don't know how many of you have realized this. A lot of people keep asking what is the contents of this, contents of that, in this and that. Okay, this is food. Okay, so enjoy the entire range of food, entire range of DXN products. This is the best for you. Okay, we have a lot of enzymes. We have the mushroom, the king of herb, this mushroom. What does the RGGL do? RG remove your toxins from your cellular level, and the GL fix and rebalance back your cell. This is a mycelium. Mycelium, there's one video in my YouTube on mycelium. Go and watch, look for it. And this mycelium is mind-blowing benefit. And we also added that into the coffee, into your daily use, into your shampoo, into your toothpaste, where you will get such an company and an extremely affordable price. That's the beautiful part. Okay, there's so many other junk coffees been sold out there for 70 ringgit, 80 ringgit, and too much of overclaiming this, that, blah blah stuff. You see, only your body can fix disease, not the products. The products fix the body, body fix the disease. Who is the best doctor? Is your body. Your body do the healing, and we do the management. If you get an MVA, motor vehicle accident, you get crush of self, you come, we will realign back, we will put the switcher, we will clean the wound, we will intact back everything, and then we will take care of it. So who's doing the rejuvenation, the new cells, the connection is your body, it's not the doctor. We just take care of it. We'll tell you what to do. So it's the same. So the entire system is in your body. If your body is healthy, has good circulation, has less toxins, and this is what will have good healing. If you're flooded with tons and of toxins, no circulation, no good tissues, no fat tissues, you call the world best doctor to come and do a surgery on you, nothing will grow. Okay, and this is why the mortality rate is extremely high. People die fast after the operation. All right, we already come to the end of the session, and also comes to the quality control. It's a couple of days back, I had a question that, in Malaysia, under the pharmaceutical, they claim that Ganoderma is bad for kidney. And now also there's one conspiracy or, argument going on spirulina, on pseudo-vitamin B12, and also phytochemicals been reduced. So next week on Wednesday, we will talk about spirulina on this issue. Okay, and also on Friday, I will clarify this to everyone, what is pseudo B12 and where do we stand. Come back to they claim that this Ganoderma is caused kidney damage. You see, Ganoderma has an extraction power of 30 times. If it grows in a palm oil tree, the whole palm oil tree can die. Just imagine, 1 or 2 Ganoderma can kill the palm oil tree. That means that the Ganoderma is extremely powerful. It will suck all 30 times. So it is very high in accumulating toxin. Remember that. If the wood or the environment has arsenic, cadmium, whatever, it will be in that mushroom. There are companies out there, they don't have quality control, they don't have labs, or they do not do a full chemical study. 2 toxicology studies not been done full. DXN does for more than 18 types of toxins and more, and that is our ISO TGA certification, GMP, and also ISO 14001. You can see the ISO 14001 is extremely important, ISO. This is one, and also we have this Australian TGA, therapeutic good administration. This is very, very important. So our quality control of how we put the attention into producing a high quality product is vast difference, way far difference compared to the other small players in the market. Okay, these small players in the market, they do not care about anything. They may just be in the market for a couple of months or years, I don't know. You see, these people has very high toxin products. Okay, I told the patient, yes, it's true. And also I got some of my colleagues to verify this, and I got the news, yes. So it depends on which companies Ganoderma it is. When it comes to mushroom, when it comes to Ganoderma, any sort of mushroom, DXN is the guru in this industry. Remember, we are not the number one, we are the guru. Okay, when it comes to Ganoderma, there's so many companies are having and doing so many, but they can't do or produce a high quality, okay, and nanotechnology Ganoderma in the market. None. Until today, none. Okay, and we have that, and we got to be very, very lucky to be as an DXNer. So enjoy, eat as much as you can. Don't save your money too much, because at the end of the day, we can't bring all this money with us. So put as enough, invest into your health. Okay, if you are healthy, you can really make more. Thank you for watching, and let's go to the Q&A session. What's the name, sir?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So, any questions or?
Yeah, yes, doctor. Question is there.
Okay.
Mr. Rajendra from Bangalore asked, in our DXN products, also like tea and coffee, we have sugar. How that is different? Please guide.
Okay, the sugar what we added in our DXN is a natural chemical-free sugar. It's a sugarcane food-graded sugar. Okay, so we also have with sugar and without sugar. Okay, because a lot of people, if we have only without sugar, I don't think our coffee sales or we were able to help many people. So what I always would say is cut the other sugars on all the other sugars which coming into your system. It comes in your rice, it comes in your food, your pastries, cookies, blah, blah, all their prota, chapatis and all. Cut all that off. Then if you even take, I take 7 to 8 or sometimes even up to 12 coffees per day. But I keep my sugar coffees very low, maybe 2 to 3. The rest will be black coffee without sugar. But during this Ramadan, I don't know why something happened to my system. I fall in love with tea. I'm drinking a lot of tea now. I don't know what happened. I stopped the coffee for a while. I find tea is more suitable for this point of time. And also our duration of, the time is very short. So I find tea is more cooling and much better and gives me more energy. So listen to your body always. The sugar is very safe ratio in what we have in our DXN. So the most important is cut the other sugars which comes from irrelevant food from out there. Then we are more safer. Okay.
Thank you, Doctor. Next question.
Yeah.
From Dr. Puvan from Australia. For a shoulder fracture due to a fall 2 days ago, what product combination will speed up the recovery for a 54-year-old lady living in Indonesia? In Indonesia, only have RGGL, Morinji, Spirulina, Cordy Z, Minyak, Lindsay, Aroma, Jasmine, toothpaste, Lindsay 3-in-1 coffee.
Oh, that is good enough. That's a very good range of products. What they have, what they need for bone problems is, you see, the most important is spirulina. Spirulina has everything there, and they have RGGL, okay, and they have Morinji. This is good enough. So Morinji also will be very, very helpful in the giving products. But the only problem is in Malaysia we have a lot of products. So if you've been like very expert in for this disease you take this disease you take that disease you take this, they become like a doctor ready. So everything is good for every disease. We are don't talk about nutrition, talk about food. Food is our medicine. Food is our needed essential fuel for the cells. So this body knows which nutrition is needed. That's why in DXN we never talk about nutrition. Okay, we don't talk about, you see, like Dr. Lim, our Honorable Dr. Lim, today is his birthday, okay? And we always tells that we are not the micro therapist, okay? We are macro. What is good as a food? We don't need to talk about food. We don't talk about calcium. We don't talk about minerals. We don't talk about B12, this, that, all no. But now the world, this is what they want. They want to know what is that. In medical, we are very micro. We'll go into in and in. We'll go keep deeper and deeper and deeper. We'll find out this comes from what, this comes from what, this comes from what. We'll be keep going in until we are lost now, practically in a way, I would say. So keep it very simple. And the most important part here, what they need is they need time. That is another factor. Any fracture, it takes about 90 to 120 days. Okay, provided they're good. Normally with good or without good also, they will have a good joining in about that period of time. So the range of product in Indonesian, what I would say is RGGL, Spirulina, Morinji, whatever they have in DXN in Indonesia, enjoy everything. But ask the question what they shouldn't eat. Okay, stop the entire crap what they're eating out there. That is the most important. That's what delays the process. Why? Because the body can't put the full attentions on healing. It still has to clean the system. Say for an example, you are doing a very important part in your house, and there's somebody coming and keep disturbing and keep causing more damage and more damage and more damage. When are you going to finish your work? See, this is the most dangerous part, where still breads are going in, still chapati is going in, milk is coming one side, donut is coming one side. If they fracture these kind of things, they will be at home sitting and doing nothing. And that's the time they will be thinking what to eat. Very boring. I should eat this. I should eat that. And then the visitors, if anybody come and visit, they will bring all kind of more better, fantastic foods. Okay, they will bring all kinds of roti john, burger, noodles and this. And that is what will delay the entire process of healing. So keep a clean food, good food, and enjoy the entire range of DXN. Definitely the healing will be there.
Thank you, doctor. And one more question, Mr. Rajendra from Bangalore wants to ask. I will unmute him. Yeah, Mr. Rajendra, you can ask your question.
Yeah, sir. Good morning, doctor. Good morning, Nemi, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, all of you. I have one question, sir. As you are telling, and I heard this thing so many times from so many other wellness people also, that which things which has label on nutrition, it's not that the correct food. And yes, I don't have any doubt on the DXN products like Spirulina. Yes, I also eat daily, almost 30 plus. But the thing is, in India, we have in DXN Spirulina also we have written some nutritional information like approx value. So can you comment some? I mean, some more products we have like this. So can you comment on this, sir? Like what do you say?
Okay, yeah. There some countries they need the requirement. This is the country's requirement to label it. They must label. So they will put the approximate. This is what happens. Okay. They also must put expiry date. Actually, you see the RGGL, there's no expiry date. Enzymes, no expiry. The longer you keep, the better it is. As per like Codipine. Once they're in the DXN, our Malaysian office, they put one Codipine as an exhibition, as a demo unit at the top there. It was very high in the, the shelves. They left it there and they've never took it out, never took it down. So it expired. Prior to expiry, it was 1 year expired already. And I was there coincident at that point of time. And they took that, they want to show to someone. And then they said, wow, this is expired more than a year. But the Codipine was totally dark in color. I quickly told the staff, I would buy this. Okay. Buy another one, replace with this, and this one, give it to me. Why? Because the more longer you keep it, the more higher the enzymes become there and become very concentrated. But we cannot do this, the requirement of labels, they have a guideline, all the food, the Ayurvedic herbs, all this, they have. So based on countries' regulation, they must put the basic. So this one in different countries, different, labelings. If the labelings no requirement, then all the products goes from here. That's what I've seen. But some countries, they have special requirement and there's restriction on labelings also. Okay, so that's the, but generally, if you were to see our nutrition like Spirulina, we have more than 400 types of nutrition valued inside. So we cannot label them in a way. But also when it comes to food, like how you go to the market, you buy anything, you don't get nutrition label. So that is the natural one. So every natural food, you cannot value that's what I meant earlier. You cannot measure the nutrition. Okay. So sometimes the sunlight is more, it will be different. Sunlight less, that will be different. That's why certain apples or fruits we eat, they're always different. Sometimes we're very lucky, we'll get a very sweet fruits we can buy. Sometimes with the food we buy, it looks horrible. It looks good, but then tastes horrible. Okay. So this is, my answer for your question.
Thank you, doctor. That's all the questions, doctor.
Okay, so there is no more questions. So thank you. We should end the session. Mr. Nemi, sir.
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, 1.5 hours already. Please, ladies and gentlemen, we have been very lucky to have DXN with us. Okay, please enjoy the entire range of DXN products, the entire range of DXN coffees, teas, whatever there. So all this is a food and it acts as a highly therapeutical food and it gives you the best results by fixing and reducing the damages in the system. The system will attend to disease and make us more healthier and closer and happier. So at the same time, enjoy the product, share the business with everyone. We also have a business platform there, and very simple. What you do, ask them to do the same thing. Eat the product, enjoy the health, bring the health closer. What is so difficult? And that will open another door for you of creating a passive income. Every human being should not live on one income. Create at least 2 to 3 or 4 different types of income. Even if it is a small income, you should not put all the eggs in one basket. Okay, so diversify, open it up, and one day this DXN will support your and the old age as a pension, and there will be a residual income like many of our leaders are enjoying. Okay, so this is my humble request and message to everyone. So thank you. We will see you on the next session. So for all the Muslim brothers here, happy fasting and be healthy. And thank you for my co-host with me, Mr. Nemi sir. Thank you, Mr. Nemi sir.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you very much.
So we'll see you all on next session. Bye-bye.
Yes.